Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Andrew Young, just coming at you guys with a quick new video. Just a quick review of a concert I went to last night. I always do these when I go to shows. I the next day or the night of, I always try to give my thoughts and opinions on the show I went to. Just something I like to do. Last night I went and saw Breaking Benjamin and Wilson at the Fillmore in Silver Spring, Maryland, on the 10th of January 2017. First night of their tour in 2017. Sold out show, completely packed up to the gills. Really fun time. So I just want to give my quick thoughts in terms of how the show went, how I enjoyed the set, and just a bit of background first. I saw Breaking Benjamin. This is my second time seeing Breaking Benjamin. I saw him last year on the Disturbed tour with Alter Bridge and Saint Asonia, and obviously Disturbed. And I was I really enjoyed their set a lot, and it really impressed me. I did a separate video on that you can check out on my channel, but I went into that show with kind of low expectations for Breaking Ben, and I left just I left and I was amazed. I was amazed by how much I enjoyed their set and just how much I really had a good time with them and how good they sounded in my opinion. So I really wanted to see them again, and I was home on winter break from college for the past month, and they were coming through last night, and I had nothing else to do, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go see Breaking Ben, and I am so glad I did. They put on a great show once again, and yeah, so sold out night at the Fillmore. I was really stupid. I got there thinking the doors opened at 6. They opened at 7, so I stood outside in the cold in the 20-degree temperature in a short sleeve shirt for an hour. My feet didn't warm up until 9 o'clock. But you know what? It was well worth it because we ended up really, my friends and I, we ended up really close to Breaking Ben. I mean, I could have hit Benjamin Burnley with a baseball from where we were. And, so we were pretty close. And, I think we were probably about 10 feet away. Anyways, so the way the show went is that Wilson opened up. They're a band that I haven't really listened to. I wasn't really too familiar with them before I went in, and they played at from about 8:05 to 8:45, and then Breaking Benjamin went on from 9:30 until 10:45. So Breaking Ben got a lot of time. They, like I said, they probably got about 90, 80 something minutes, and Wilson played for a good amount of time as well. So just going one by one with the bands, I'm going to start with Wilson. Before I went to the show, I hadn't really listened to him, ever, so I didn't really have any expectations for them. I really, it wasn't like with the Disturbed tour where I was there to see Alter Bridge because I'm a huge Alter Bridge fanboy. I literally never listened to Wilson ever, and so I just kind of went in, hoping for, something cool with them. And I enjoyed their set as a whole. They kind of reminded me of if Of Mice and Men had a kid with Rev Theory. It was they they did a really great job of being a warm up band in the sense that they really got the crowd involved really early. I won't say the crowd was really feeling them too hard. I won't say the crowd was going crazy for them, but they did a really great job of interacting with the crowd and really kind of firing up for Breaking Benjamin, which I appreciated. Their music to me, I like I said, I'm not familiar with it. I might go and check it out after the show last night. They had a few good songs that caught my ear, and yeah, but a lot of drop D, a lot of 3-5-0 riffing, but I enjoyed it. They were very 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 energetic, which is what you want in an opening band. You want someone that's going to fire you up for the main act, and they did a good job with that. The singer's voice is really good, very talented guy, and you could tell that those guys have fun playing. So I've never, like I said, I wasn't familiar with them going in. Probably not going to go too far on my way to listen to them after the show because I don't know, the music just wasn't really for me. But from what it's worth, for being an opening band and just being there, they put on a good show, so that was good. So yeah, they played for about 45 minutes, and then at about 9:30, the lights dimmed, and the crowd started getting really pumped, and Breaking Benjamin came out, and they opened up with "So Cold," which is a great song to open up with. Believe it or not, it's just I really love when they play that one. And yeah, they opened up and they were going through the songs, man. They were they were just going away at it for however long they played. They would take basically very little time between their songs, and they would just go song by song and just keep going. They were like a machine up there. They played I believe 17 or 18 songs, and which was really nice because the show I saw them at last summer, they only played about 12 or 13, and so I wanted more. And they played a really good selection of songs. They played a lot of stuff from the Dark Before Dawn album. They played Ashes of Eden, Angels Fall, Never Again, which is a big single they're trying to pump up right now, and then Failure, which was awesome. And then they played some classics. Obviously the Diary of Jane, I Will Not Bow, good stuff like that. And they really included a lot of like staple hits, which was nice. Um, you know, they did just as well as they did last time, if not better. I just was really taken off guard by how much I liked their set last time. Um, and this time they really kind of, they were basically exactly what I was expecting. They were a good show. They sounded good. This new band, this new lineup with the one that Ben formed in 2014. These guys are so talented. It's unbelievable. The bass player and the guitar player, the lead guitar player, no, rhythm guitar player, they can sing their tails off. And they actually sang a lot of songs. I know Believe was sung by the bass player, and there was another one that was sung by the guitar player. But I mean, these guys are super talented, and what's nice is that they didn't just sing the songs; they did them justice, which is nice because, um, you know, when I first saw them, they did this as well. But my initial reaction to that was like, really, I want to see Ben sing if I want to be here. But they do the songs justice, and honestly, they sound a lot like Ben, and they sound good. So um, I enjoyed it. They had other guys in the band sing, I think, 3 or 4 songs, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was good actually. Um, so yeah, crowd was so energetic. Um, this crowd was diehard fans, and that was really nice. That was really nice to see people just kind of go nuts over this band. Um, Definitely nice. Um, you know. Honestly, there were times in the show where the crowd was louder than Ben, which that may or may not be on purpose on the sound guy because I know Ben's had trouble with his voice for the past few years, but they said, I mean, they sounded good from what I heard. Trying to think. They also did a really cool covers mashup. They did "Bulls on Parade" by Rage Against the Machine and "It Smells Like Teen Spirit," "Walk" by Pantera, "Sad But True" by Metallica, and they did this like weird Star Wars thing that was a little off. Took me a little off guard, but it was pretty cool. It was funny. My friends and I we were listening to Bulls on Parade on the way to the show, and and then they played it, and they're like, "Andrew, did you know that this was gonna happen?" I was like, "No, no, I didn't." But it was a really cool surprise. It's the cool stuff. It's the surprises like that in the set that you really enjoy the most. And I love when a band will do that. Throw curveballs and do that stuff. So one thing I was cool about Breaking Ben is while they didn't talk a lot between songs, like I'll actually argue that Wilson, the opening band, probably talked like too much between songs. Breaking Ben didn't really talk a whole lot between songs, but you can tell they were very, very receptive, very appreciative of the audience, and very respectful toward the fans, and that was really nice. Like sometimes, like Ben would, he would say like, we love you, or you guys are great, and that's like it. And then he'd say you guys sound great, and all this other good stuff. And then he went on like a little speech at the end of the show, talking about how long he's been doing this, how thankful he is that people still want to hear his music and stuff like that. So they were very warm, very receptive, and very appreciative. It felt pretty genuine as well, which was nice. But yeah, they didn't talk too much. I think there were some points in the set where they probably could have talked a little more, where they were just going song by song and by song, and at some point I wanted to hear like a break and hear them, kind of talk for a second, but you know, um, they'll do their thing, and I enjoyed their set very much so. I think a huge part of the set that was also really cool was the lighting. I don't know if that helps the set at all, but um, I think the light show with Breaking Ben also contributes a really cool element to their music. For example, like I think it's just Ben in particular. He has this really cool like red light coming up under his face. He's very influenced by Tool. He grew up listening to Tool, I guess, and so I think part of me was thinking last night. He kind of like for a second he would put himself in the dark, and then he would like have this little red light coming up on like the bottom of his face. It kind of reminded me of like MJK, Maynard James Keaton. Maybe he wanted like a little bit of darkness for a second to kind of put his emotions out there. And while in that same moment, his two guys to his left had spotlights on him, so it kind of made me bring in the Tool influence for a second. So that was cool to see. I think the light show's a big deal with them, but it contributes to it. Um, So, as a whole, um, I really enjoyed the show, but I did have one gripe with it, and that has nothing to do with the band. It has everything to do with the fans. Um, put your freaking phone away when you're at a show, man. Um, and I say that with as much respect as I can because I know these fans are super passionate about Breaking Benjamin, but I thought it was just a hip hop concert thing. Last night, everyone had their phones out. Like, uh, you know, when you go to a concert, you pay to be there. Live that moment. Don't just film it. And I can understand, you want to film a song or two, but these people had, I mean, there were so many phones up in the air. It was actually really disappointing because the last time I saw them, there wasn't that many phones out there, and that was definitely kind of disappointing to see. Is fans were so focused on filming and putting stuff on their Snapchat stories and other stuff that they weren't living in the moment, and I just wish people would do that more. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were so many fans that were living and enjoying the moment and having a great time, but there were a lot of fans who were really just kind of staying on their phones, and I think it's a respect thing. Like, pay the artist respect. Like, I know you want to film them and everything and put them on YouTube and everything, like, just so you can remember them, but give the artist your time, give the artist the time of day. So that's like my one thing. Yeah, and also they didn't play Dance with the Devil, which made me sad. But you know what? They played 18 great songs or 17 great songs. I want to be grateful for what I was given. So next time hopefully they'll play Dance with the Devil. But anyways, if you're a Breaking Ben fan in this town, or if this tour comes through town and it's not sold out yet, get tickets. It's a fun time. I really enjoyed it. Breaking Ben is definitely a good band to see. I'm glad I saw him. I'd probably see him again for a third time. There are just some bands that you can just see over and over again. I don't know how many times I can see Breaking Ben, but I could definitely go for a third because the second time was great and the first time was also great. So yeah, go check out this tour. It'll be fun. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch up with you soon. See ya.